Hello there. It's a pleasure to have you once again on the channel. My name is Solomon Mensah and this is Talk to Solomon. Right, a few weeks ago I came to his house and I had loads of comments that I should come back and get part 2 of that interview. He was with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. He's now retired and he reported from the castle. Then President Jerry John Rawlings of blessed memory. Right, so today I'm here with a man, Teye, Kitcher. I don't know whether I got the name right.
You got it.
I got it right,
You
right?
got it.
Okay, sir.
You did.
Welcome once again to Talk to Solomon.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I had many comments. People telling me that I should come back for the interview we did,
Like,
part 2 of it, and so that brought me today.
like Oliver Twist, huh?
Yeah,
You were
yeah,
asking
yeah.
for more.
I tell you. And honestly, I think that we should even have part 3 because you have loads of information to share.
Then that one I'll be lecturing, so you pay me.
Right.
All right.
So we are told the former president to be buried on 27th of this month, January. How are you taking it?
Well, the grief is still there, and it will get more intense on the day I go to view the body. And so I'm trying to get myself ready for that. That is going to be a bit difficult for me because I still can't believe that he's gone. Yeah, but that's life.
Yeah.
Death is the ultimate. Death is natural, but when it hits, it is traumatizing and it's shocking. That is it. But death is not something that we should all be scared of. We should pray that God takes us out of this world in a peaceful way. Yeah.
But we shouldn't be scared
Of death.
I
No one
see.
should be. It's the ultimate. I mean, once you are born, you will die.
That's
so
true.
what are you running away from? Death is natural.
But I think the most difficult part will be unfulfilled dreams, when you know that you've not fulfilled your dreams.
You know something? God will never take you out of this world unless you have fulfilled the reasons why He brought you onto this earth. He will never take you away until you have fulfilled whatever it is that He has for you. So once He's gone, His time is up. That's okay. When our time is up, we all go.
We only pray that He gives us
A peaceful exit.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you are 61 this year.
Yeah. No, I'll be 62. this
62.
year. Yeah.
Wow. You still look fresh, young man.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
Yeah. So I pray for like 30 more years for you. That will be like 92.
That'll be great. I'll be seeing my great grandchildren by then, and that'll be a big blessing. Yeah, I pray so too.
And I also pray for like 60 more years. That will be like 95 years, something like that. Yeah.
I pray same for you too.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I saw a tag here when I came. You showed me a tag.
Yeah.
UN giving tag. Can you tell me something about that tag? Is it anywhere here?
Yeah, I think so. I have it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if my cameraman Ben can zoom in. So this is UN giving tag. Press tag.
Yes.
Yes. So on it, United Nations, New York, Radio Ghana. Then the number is on it, 100-2265.
Lotto number.
The expiry date, 27th October, 1995. Why were you given this tag?
Because I was covering the 50th anniversary of the UN in New York, and you need this tag to go around the UN headquarters, and so that was how I got it.
Okay.
But I got this under 5 minutes.
This card?
I'm telling you, they just typed in my details, took a picture of me. Within 5 minutes, I got a card.
Really?
1995. That's right.
1995.
That's right.
Under 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes.
You
yes.
got this card.
Yes.
And we are struggling.
You paste. Here, that's it. It's okay. You let's go on.
We shouldn't go there.
No.
We shouldn't go to the Ghana card.
Yeah.
And the others.
I beg you.
1995, under 5 minutes, they were able to produce this.
Yes.
And 2021, or let's say
2020,
we were struggling to get card. People were sleeping at registration centers to get card.
That's right.
Are we retrogressing?
It tells you that we don't do things right. We don't plan ahead, because you need to look sometimes at technological advances and plan your country's life accordingly. You know, we've done something, but we are not perfect. You know, like this our how do you call that, addressing system and stuff. I wouldn't like to tell you my experience when I
the Ghana for
it.
GPS.
I beg you. I don't want to go there.
Really?
Please.
I see.
Let's leave it. Yes.
I'm just surprised that under 5 minutes they were able to give you this 1995.
Yes. They typed it in, took my picture. Then I was standing there. Then this card came out. They put on this thing, and there I was.
Wow. I see. So when you had this, what came to mind? You had access to the UN.
I felt blessed and privileged, and I felt honored to be representing Ghana and GBC at such a high forum. Yeah.
And you went with President Rawlings.
Sure.
50th anniversary of the UN.
The UN. Before that, we even went to the non-aligned conference in Colombia. You know, before we got to the US for the non-aligned for the UN.
For the UN. Okay.
So it means I covered 2 summits.
I see.
That particular year.
Okay. Wow. Wow. And so while you roamed at the UN headquarters, what did you see?
Oh, I saw a lot. That was the first time I was covering the UN, and so I was excited seeing so many people, so many media men from different countries around the world and stuff. But I'll tell you a story. I was standing with Francis Sasu at a corner in the UN, and then we saw squirrels.
I see.
And the way Sasu looked at the squirrels, I told him, hey, yes, I'll bet you. Yeah. And he said, yeah, America.
I see.
You know.
I see.
Yeah.
Squirrel is a current or number?
No.
Pro.
Pro,
yes.
I have some
Pro,
in the tree just
really?
behind my house.
Okay.
When I sit on the balcony.
Then you've been catapulting them?
No.
You don't?
I like watching them
climb
the tree, eat fruit and stuff. I enjoy nature.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So they were roaming in town or?
No, they were roaming in the UN compound.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
They are there a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just picturing yes, you know, how they are able to tolerate this, you know, and if we come back home, we will just kill it.
Oh yes.
For consumption.
Just like we eat cats.
Yeah. Do you enjoy cat?
Oh,
I hear it's called Joseph.
Well, can you ask an Adama who is almost an Igbe man whether he enjoys cats? I do. I enjoy something else, but my Fafra brothers will understand what I'm saying.
I see.
Yes.
And so, did you? I mean, I shouldn't even ask. I shouldn't even say did you. You monitored President Rawlings' speech at the UN.
Of course.
The 50th anniversary.
The UN Secretary General at that time speech. The speech of the US president at that time, and selected heads of state, you know, like Gaddafi and, you know, Mugabe, you know. Yes, I did all that. Okay. It was a privilege.
Yeah. Do you remember what any of them, Mugabe, Rawlings,
the
others?
Way long ago. I wouldn't be able to say offhand what they said. I'll be lying if I try. Yes.
I see. I see. You also met journalists from other continents or other countries.
Yeah.
Did you bond? Did you share contacts?
The bonding wasn't possible because what happens is that most of us, we go to the UN hall when our presidents are addressing the UN. You know, so that bonding, and I wasn't making too much use of the press center. You understand? And because actually our hotel, from our hotel to the UN was not too far, we could walk.
Okay.
So from the UN, I get my story, I go back to the hotel, file my story, and try to look around the US. That was my first time.
In the US?
Yes, man.
1995?
Yes.
And you went to Texas too? Last time you told me you went to Texas.
Sure. That, on that particular trip, from there, we went to New York.
I see.
And then from New York, we went to about 10 different states before we came to Ghana.
Then we really explored US.
Yeah, I was even very happy to have been to the Houston Space Center, man.
Wow.
Pop Solo, yes.
Do current presidential correspondents get a chance to visit countries like this? Move with presidents? Do you sense that our current,
well,
the NDC, NPP governments, do they work with the journalists like this, the presidential press corps?
Well, I wouldn't know, but I can assume that it will not be like it was with us, because during our time, it was only the state-owned media covering the presidency. There were no private newspapers. There were even no private commercial radio station and television stations. So it was us. Okay. GBC, GNA, Graphic. Times, Graphic, Ghana Film Industry, and the Information Services Department, GNA. That's it.
Ghana Film also followed him?
Of course, yes. Because they have to come back and put together what we call a newsreel.
Okay.
You understand? They started doing that thing right from even the colonial days before Kwame Nkrumah's time. There are newsreels, you know, for that. I don't know where they are since your company took over Ghana Films. I don't know. But if they are not around, then we might have lost a chunk of our history. A chunk of our history. We need to find out where.
I once interviewed Dr. Chris Hesse. I don't know whether you've heard of him.
I know him very well.
I think he was one of the photographers for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Very top line.
And he told me that some of these documents are with BBC. The BBC are keeping. I think they have the right or some. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're a bit complicated, so they are keeping it.
Well, some. But after Ghana became Ghana, the Ghana Films Industry Corporation, as set up by Kwame Nkrumah, also had newsreels as to where they are after the sale of the Ghana Films Industry Corporation. I don't know. But if it is with someone, then means when we want a chunk of our history, we need to go and pay
for it.
And I think whoever took the decision to either give that thing out or watch it get destroyed by the weather and co has done a great disservice to his country. That person must be ashamed of himself or herself, whoever it is.
I think I'll cross-check from I think that we have the National Archives, whatever. There's one.
Do they have a film unit for the archives? Because I know the National Archives takes care of documents mostly and photographs and stuff. You understand? I don't know whether they have a film section.
I wonder.
But GBC's archives of that era got burnt in the fire that engulfed our film archives way somewhere in the 80s. Okay.
Wow. So GBC lost.
We lost a lot.
Oh, I see.
That day I wept. I remember, because I could. There were certain films that we had with the late President Rawlings, their front planes and stuff at the place where we got, we had a visitor at night, a huge snake.
Wow.
You know, we're sleeping on the banks of the lake, and around midnight, we had, you know, and like, because we were in the middle and the vehicles were around us, so they all put on their lights, and here was the snake, so they had to kill it.
Wow.
And so we took pictures, films, and still pictures with the snake and stuff. All those things got lost.
Oh.
That far.
It's sad how this country we are losing our historical artifacts. You know, in developed countries, as you mentioned of US and others, you still have these documents to show. I'm a good friend of James Banner, Mr. James Banner.
Yeah, the old man.
Yes.
Very good photographer.
Yes. And you know, up to now, he still exhibits his photos in UK.
Of course.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
You know.
I know him very well.
I see. I was even chatting with him this morning.
He had worked with, he works with us. When he worked with us when we were at the castle.
Okay.
You know, because the old man calls him to come and take some special photographs for him, so he gets to go out with us once in a while. He was advanced in age even at that time, so we could not go with him on treks, but then, you know, he was with us. I remember him very well.
He still benefits from his archives,
of course.
You know, and what pains me is that when I spoke to Dr. Chris Hesse, he told me that when they sold the Ghana films to the Lebanese, Malaysians, they burnt Nkrumah's photos and some of awards and whatever.
You know, that was what I was saying, that whoever went into that negotiation should have thought of Ghana. That place is a photographic archives of our history. So you preserve those things. You don't allow those things to go waste, to get damaged.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. I get annoyed sometimes when I think of that.
Yeah.
You know, you've lost our history. Let's say you've destroyed our history.
And even the movie industry.
Of course.
Because that was the bedrock.
Of course.
And recently I watched a documentary on DW TV, and they went to Nigeria. You know, Dr. Chris Hesse told me that Nigeria sent 2 people to come and study filming in Ghana.
Yes.
And so Nigeria, according to the DW documentary, their first movie came out, that is Nollywood, came out in 1992. It was after they had learned from Ghana.
Yes.
And now, if you are ranking the world, I mean, movie industries, you can talk of the Hollywood, the Bollywood, Nollywood. Where is Ghana? Ghana Wood.
Kumawood.
Kumawood is trying, but we're not giving them the needed energy.
I think Kumawood is, I don't watch Kumawood much because I feel the professionalism that the Nigerians exhibit is absent. The Nigerians take their time to research before they come out with films. You understand? Here, because they also engage people, pay them to do that.
Yeah.
Here, no. You understand?
Yeah.
My daughter was telling me the other day, you know, she's a makeup artist.
Okay.
And she was telling me of her experience in Kumawood. She went to do makeup and they never paid her, so she packed her bags and came back to Accra.
I see.
So if you have that kind of attitude, your film industry will not go far. You understand me? It won't go far at all.
Yeah.
I think Kumawood will have to be more professional, where they keep on one scene for 10 minutes. That's way too much. That's way too much. You know.
Yeah.
So we have some way to go.
Yeah, I think this whole movie thing, it calls for another discussion. You know,
and I'm not an expert in movies. But
oh yeah, I know, but you are part of the history. You know. So I'll bring I'll bring into that discussion where we have a proper discussion on our movie industry.
Anyway, I like photography, and I did photojournalism in GIJ.
Okay.
I did photojournalism, so I remember I went to Choko to go and spend a day taking pictures of the fishermen going to sea, bringing the catch, and the women doing their something, smoking the fish and all that. Choko smoker and that.
Wow.
I should think the GIJ should have those things because that was my project work for photojournalism.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we were on the UN.
Yeah.
So Rawlings had given a speech on UN. You went to about 10 states in the US, and now you are back home in Ghana. How when you came back home, how did the people or the media? Okay, so now GTV, GBC, the GNA, how did they carry the news of the UN? How did the people receive it? Were there discussions in the media of the UN 50th anniversary and what Rawlings said?
Definitely that should have happened in our absence because Talking Point was there, I think, at that time, so they might have done that, because we did not return home immediately after the UN celebrations. We had to go around some states in America and stuff.
Okay, I understand. Then I see a bag here.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the bag?
This is a leather bag I brought home from Cuba.
Okay.
It was given to me by my big brother, who was then the educational counselor at the embassy.
Okay.
I went for a visit.
Okay.
And so he gave it to me. Then when we got back, I was like, what at all can I store in this? Because it can preserve, because it's leather, So I decided that I'm going to put my reports in there.
Okay.
Store my reports in there, preserve them in there. So I have reports from 1986 or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Last time he told us that he was going to, he has that documents, working with Rawlings, all the documents, he has it.
Most
of them. And today I came, I saw the bag, and I just asked, and it tells us it contains the documents.
Yeah.
Can we walk to that bag and see for ourselves what we can find?
Let me bring out, because yes, the paper itself should tell you these are Rawlings' speeches for 1986.
Wow. 1986.
Sure.
1986. I said in one of my interviews that 86 was when I was born. When I was doing someone was writing. Interesting.
So here are the speeches of Rawlings and some of my reports and some of my jottings.
Okay.
And this let me put on my spectacles and see what this is. A speech by chairman of the PNDC on the occasion of the arrival of the Peace Touch First Earth Run at the Children's Park in Accra.
I see.
Then addressed by the chairman of the PNDC at the commissioning of the Accra City Council Waste Management Project at Kaneshie on Friday, 18th July 1986.
I'm interested in that. Accra what?
The commissioning of the Accra City Council Waste Management Project at Kaneshie. It was on a Friday.
I wish you could read some a bit of essays for us, because Accra is still battling filth. In 1996,
yes,
Rawlings commissioned.
Yes, a waste city council's waste management. He said, "It is indeed true to say that this function provides yet another practical demonstration of the government's commitment to strengthen the hands of local authorities with the ultimate aim of injecting maximum efficiency into the performance of their important function of providing essential services to the people." He said, waste management and disposal in our cities has ceased to be labor intensive, and we can only hope to cope with the situation by having in existence a project of the type being commissioned today. And then he goes on to say, the fact cannot be gainsaid that our major problem with the urban environment clearly lies in the area of sanitation. It is common knowledge that where healthy sanitation practices exist, the air we breathe and the water we drink and utilize for numerous domestic and commercial purposes will be free from pollution.
My goodness. Mr. Kitcher.
Yes, sir.
What do you make of what you just read?
It means that there was a plan to make Accra the neatest, cleanest city way back in 1986, even way back during Guzier's time. But then I asked myself, what happened? Were we able to manage it well? You understand? These are questions I asked myself. So what went wrong with us? You understand? So
1986.
86, yes.
And I've said it repeatedly. That was when I was born. I'll be 35 this year.
Yes.
And President Kufuor started his term promising that Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa. He couldn't finish it. Then later on, he came to say that at the end of his second term, Accra will be clean.
I beg you.
Oh my goodness. I saw one too here. While you search for more documents, I saw something interesting here. Opening of the first Ghana Industry and Technology Fair. Indutech 86. You remember, pa?
Yes.
Indutech 86, Accra. 1st March 1986. Keynote address by Flight Lieutenant J.J. Rawlings, chairman of the PNDC. It is a great pleasure to be here today to perform the opening ceremony for what obviously promises to be one of the major events of 1986. Barely a year ago at this same place, the first Ghana International Furniture and Woodworking Industry Fair, GIFES 85, opened. GIFES 85 created an awareness among the general public of the vast potential of the products of our forest, both for domestic use and for export. It also awakened a new pride in what Ghana is capable of. Indutech.
Yes.
86 we had Indutech. 2021, or let's say 2020. Do you think that Indutech lived to its purpose?
I wouldn't say so, but at least it provided some kind of forum and some impetus for our industry. I remember very well that there was this group of blacksmiths from Awudome, that area in the Volta region, who had copied the AK-47.
Okay.
You know, it could fire, I think, 15 or 20 rounds.
Locally manufactured?
Sure.
A replica of the AK-47?
Of the AK-47.
Here in Ghana?
Right here in Ghana.
I recently watched a documentary, last year, November also, I watched a documentary on this AK-47, Russian made.
Yeah.
And it's like a state-owned, proper company.
You understand the meaning of AK?
The guy's name
Anatoly Kalashnikov.
I couldn't pronounce it when I came across it. Can you give it again?
Anatoly Kalashnikov. Kalashnikov. No, but I schooled in Russia too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see. You speak a bit of Russia?
Yeah.
How do they call it? They call it Russia, their language?
Ruski, we used to call it.
Okay. So you speak a bit of it?
A little bit.
I see.
But even though I hated Russian lectures in the morning, it was the first period for Russia.
So in Ghana, they had a clone. They had a replica of the AK-47.
Exactly.
And what became of it?
I don't know. I was thinking that the armed forces could have secured the license from the Russians for us to produce, even for the African market. That never happened. I don't know why it never happened, but that's it.
Is it, when you look at these documents and our current situation, do you feel sad?
Yes, I do. I feel feel sad. It's like we are a country that takes a step forward and takes 2 steps backward.
Wallahi.
And that should make any patriotic Ghanaian sad. You know?
Yeah.
Then here is it, 1986, opening ceremony of Inter-Tourism 86.
Wow. Inter-tourism.
I tell you.
So within Ghana. Before you go on, do you know that I lived in Brongahafo almost all my life because I only came to Accra to school.
Yeah.
And up to now, I don't know Kentampo waterfall.
Lord have mercy.
You know? Because people, they don't give you the edge, the drive.
No, it's like we had never taken a concrete step to encourage tourism within Ghana. There are people in Accra who don't know Insawam. There are people who in Accra who don't know Takrady. How much more Aflao or Adan?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it is about time we encourage tourism within our own country, because it will help the kids. Even if we the elders are not doing it, do it. Let the kids do it. Let them go on excursions, not only to Akosombo, but to places like the Mensah Palace.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
To the Warnas Palace.
Yes.
To the Yarnas Palace and places like that. I remember the first time I saw a Lobby man.
Okay.
Somewhere in Wa, somewhere, you know, they are special people. I was intrigued and I was drinking pito with them.
Okay.
And I couldn't look at them too closely because I don't want to receive a slap. Like I don't know, but it will be rude for me to be looking at them like a sheep looking goat. You know. So, but I those days we don't have mobile phones. I would have taken pictures of me and the lobby men and women. You understand? Yeah. You know, so we have to encourage tourism within our own country, at least for our kids, so that they get to know more about Ghana. I was chatting with a cousin in the UK just this afternoon.
Okay.
And I was telling her, look, I remember when we were in school, we were taught about the prairies and the Appalachian Mountains, and we have Kou Mountains here, we have Afajato, we have the Afram Plains, we have Ejisu and other places, Jura and Ko, and we never heard anything about Ghana. Geography was all about, you know.
Yes.
What kind of
and even in geography, I learned geography in SS. We didn't have color picture of the Kou Mountains, the Kwapi Range.
No.
It was damn black and white.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I even thought it was far away, but I came to Accra and realized that Eastern region is just here.
But one thing that I really enjoyed was map reading.
Okay.
It was during the 1992 campaign that I got to identify some of the places that I was taught, you know, about in map reading, especially in the Volta region. The Afajato areas and those mountains and hills around there, you know. So
yeah, let's read a bit of that tourism paper.
Okay. It was an exhibition, actually.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get.
So it was probably held in Accra.
I think so. I think so. It's not stated here, but then. Listen, he says, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when the idea to hold this exhibition was first mooted, some sections of the public thought that it was not prudent to implement a project of this nature, since it would not only take up scarce money, which would otherwise be available for other equally important projects, but it would also exhibit are inadequacies in hotel accommodation, transport, and other logistics which go to support the tourism trade.
So a section of the public repelled against this.
Yes.
Because of inadequate hotels.
Then he says, it is further hoped that Intertourism 86 will encourage our architects, designers, and builders of tourist habitats to show their originality and creativity by demonstrating their skills in designing indigenous architecture, interior decoration, and furnishing as a step towards ending the unacceptable resort to shoddy imitation of alien works.
Wow. This document must be reproduced.
Well, I can loan it, but I want it back.
Sure. I'll take pictures of it before I go.
No, the way it is, I think you have to take it.
Yes, and type it. Yeah.
Yes, preserve it.
Yeah.
Because 86, how many years ago?
When you mention 86, you just look at me. Wow.
Yes.
So I mean, local artisans, carpenters were encouraged to make something to represent the African, I mean, our narrative.
Exactly. You know, whenever those days when we go to Tamale and we are asked to sleep at the catering rest house, I love it. Because when you look at the architecture of the houses, the round kind of architecture round building kind of architecture that we have up north, and I enjoyed sleeping in them. You understand me? So I think based on such experiences, that was why the old man was stressing, you know, on this.
Wow.
You know,
as you said, it's like we take a step forward, then two backwards.
That's right.
Which is very sad.
Very sad.
Very, 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 very sad. Very, very sad.
Then I have one here too that's addressed by the chairman of the PNDC, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, John Rawlings, at the commissioning of OECF and Eura radio projects at Bogatanga, 3rd December 1986.
I see.
You know, the GBC's FM station in Boga began as a Eura a project aimed at farming.
Okay. So it was directly talking to farmers.
Exactly, and they had programs in about 15 or so languages for farmers.
Community radio.
Something like that.
Targeting farmers.
Farmers. You know.
Wow.
You know.
I see. That's interesting.
You know.
That's interesting. These documents are precious.
Oh.
And I'm hoping that, God willing, when you write your book, you have these excerpts.
Exactly.
Inculcated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there you go, Rawlings. He says, please strictly check against delivery. It means you take some out.
Okay.
And go extempo.
Okay.
It is here.
So he will give this to the press.
Exactly.
And already he has. Let's see if the camera will be able to zoom it in. I see. The old man speaking there.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I'll miss him.
I surely know you
I'll
will.
miss him very much, you know.
I surely know you will. So please strictly check against delivery.
Yes.
So it means he will not go dito.
No. He would read, get to a stage, and then go extempo.
Okay.
You know.
What was the reason?
I don't know. I never asked him. And this was at the official opening of the 38th annual New Year School, Commonwealth Hall, University of Ghana.
Wow.
Legon at 9 a.m. on 30th December 1986.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see you've marked some points.
Sure, I have to.
Were they the salient points?
Yes. No, he has a way of communicating to you if he wants something to be emphasized. So he will read, raise up his head and look in your direction. Then, you know, if you know the signal, you know, the woman wants this.
Oh,
so
I see.
you just mark the place.
He want you to hammer this.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
So he says here, it sometimes seems to some of us that these proceedings are no more than an academic exercise, because over these 10 years, who has really done concrete work in this direction? Not the delivering of research papers and the expressions of concern, but the humble, time-consuming groundwork. We know that that CDRs in the North have been organizing literacy classes, and that already overburdened individuals have been giving of their time to sit with farmers and housewives in the light of a kerosene lamp to impart the basic tools of intellectual development.
Wow. Kerosene lamps.
Yes. Because in 86,
yeah,
the Northern Electrification Project, I don't think has started. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. So, how was his security also like? Rawlings security?
We were all part of the security.
You as a journalist?
Why not? Solo. I bore a sidearm every time I go to the castle.
I didn't get that well.
I say I always bore a sidearm. That's a pistol.
Wallahi. As a journalist?
Yes.
Rawlings gave you a gun?
Oh, la, Solo. But if he's not safe, I'm not safe.
Wow.
So whenever there is a gathering indoors, his bodyguards will be outside.
Okay.
And I'll be the only armed person inside.
Really?
Yes, Solo.
Wow.
Yes.
This was really a soldier man.
Oh, yes. And
Mr. Deputy, before you go to the documents, I'm interested in that security bit.
Yes.
And so, did your other colleagues, the other media correspondents, did they also?
Yes, some of us bore arms.
I see.
Yes.
And were you trained in using the firearm, the gun?
Why not? But how can they give you a firearm without?
Because I'm just surprised the journalists will be armed.
You were working with a soldier, and he does everything. He does everything like a soldier. So you also follow suit. You understand? So I could say I was a civilian soldier.
Wow. Wow. I see. So while a discussion is going on in the boardroom and you are present, you are not only there as a journalist, but as a security officer.
Of course. Because I wouldn't sit by and allow you to try to harm him. No, I wouldn't. Because I'm trained to make sure you don't.
Really? and so, what signal did they give you that this person could be a potential enemy so that you fire?
Oh, no, not that way. The people are screened before they come in. They were screened. But you don't know the human being's mind. And so there are things that I'll be looking out for. You understand? So the only thing is that from my point where I'm standing, I make sure I have a clear field of fire. So if anybody should try to harm him, I'll have to intervene.
Wow.
Maybe take a bullet for him, but that never happened.
Would you have taken it?
Why not?
I see.
I would gladly have.
I see.
Because I was also trained in unarmed combat.
Okay.
So I can make you sleep.
Wow.
Yes.
Rawlings, I think he was an interesting figure.
A very exceptional personality.
Yeah.
Yes.
To the extent that even trained journalists gave you a gun. Some journalists gave you a gun.
But he even made sure they trained GBC workers to guard GBC.
Okay.
Huh? People from GBC went to Burma camp to train for 3 months.
Really?
And they were brought to GBC as guards, sentries.
I see. Let me position myself well.
Yes. Yes, Solo.
I see.
That is the kind of person we are talking about.
Wow. Wow. So did you enjoy your double role as a journalist and security officer? As a civilian soldier?
Oh, yes, I did. I took pride in it. Yes. Because you see, if we are moving with former president, late President Rawlings, I'm always in the inner circle. If you draw 3 circles, I'm in the inner circle with other media people working with him. So if anyone should throw an explosive, I'll also die. I'll be among the dead.
I see.
The only thing is that they will say he died with 6 others. They will mention my name.
The president died with 6 others.
The Ghanaian president assassinated.
Yeah.
There were casualties. 12 other people died in the explosion. That would be it.
Wow.
Yes.
So I'm still interested in the gun issue. Was it only in the rooms you carried the gun, or maybe on the field too?
Great. This is what I'm looking for. You see?
I was asking that you being armed, did you keep the gun on you only indoors like this, or
everywhere I go?
I see.
Everywhere I go, my gun is in my holster.
Wow.
On my hip.
Wow.
Yeah. Only. Have you ever seen me, since you knew me, wearing a dress, a tucked-in dress before? No. It's all because of that. Because I had to make sure no one can see that I'm carrying a gun.
I see.
Because, I mean, if someone is watching, the person might take me for just a reporter. So the person should not see the bulge around my hip. You understand?
Wow.
Let me read you this. Last time I told you a story.
Okay.
Now, this is addressed by the head of state and chairman of the PNDC, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, on the occasion of the inauguration of the extension of the national electricity grid to the northern region at Tamale on the 14th December.
Yeah.
You know, this is the Tamale one. And he says here, the northern region of Ghana, through which the Volta River flows, has for years not benefited from Akosobo power. Tamale and a few other places in the region with any supply of electricity have had to depend on diesel generators, which in turn have depended upon irregular supplies of fuel.
I see.
You understand? But I remember the one we went to Volga, I think. We had to land at Paga, and as the pilots committed the aircraft for landing, and then some cattle came out of the bush, and then they had to abort. The plane was shot up into the air and the engines went off, and the people on the ground they were thinking Rawlings was displaying. They never knew almost dying. That was where you could hear a Christian calling Allah and you hear a Muslim calling Jesus. You know, it was scary, though. But,
wow.
Yeah, and if that had happened, about half members of the PNDC would have been dead with us.
Wow. Kitcher, so come 27th will be the funeral, as we said earlier.
Yeah.
What are you telling your people? People really love you.
You sure of that?
Yes. You go to the first video I published, read the comments. I had a friend in office. She has a friend in Netherlands or so who watched the video. I don't know him, but he was telling the lady, I watched an interview on YouTube, very nice. Not knowing the lady knows me.
Okay.
And he said, oh, Solomon did that interview. The man spoke very well. You know, a lot of people had lots of messages on WhatsApp.
Okay.
So people really yearn to hear from you, and now they've heard from you. Rawlings is being buried on 27th of January.
Yeah.
What is your message to people who follow you and who loved Rawlings?
I would say a part of me is gone, but what he sowed within me is still alive.
Wow.
And so, even though he's gone, I'm happy God gave me time with him. and he was able to impart something that I will also impart to my grandchildren. You understand?
I do.
Yes. So it's a great loss, but God knows best. You know, I'm a man of two religions. You see me in this jalabia.
Yeah.
I was a Muslim.
I see.
My Islamic name was Salim.
Really?
Yeah, and in Islam, death is treated as very natural, and it is not celebrated as much as we Christians celebrate death. In Islam, birth is celebrated more than death.
Okay.
That is how it is. So I take consolation from that one, and I know that God will grant him Jannah. God will grant him a peaceful place.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I'll surely come back for part 3. Inshallah. Right, so this has been Talk to Solomon. My special guest today, you've heard him, give us all the juicy bits, the juicy information that you would want to hear. Mr. Teye, Kitcher. Kitcher.
Yes.
That name they have to.
You know, I'll tell you why my name is Kitcher. Kitcher because my great-grandfather had a lot of girls.
I see.
You know, and he had kids with about 8 different or 7 different women. And so you have Donuki, Tepeki, Lomoki, Mumluki. And when he's going out, he goes out with the daughters.
Okay.
And so there are damn people who are like, there goes the kings and their father. King. Kiome Ache.
Okay.
Kiome Ache. There goes the father of the kings.
Okay. Kitcher.
Kitcher.
Okay. Wow. One time we will talk about that. I've been there once.
I'll take you.
I went to the Kokoloko beach. Yeah.
That's my base, man.
Wallahi.
The guy we went to school together, he's my friend, God.
Yeah. Okay.
Akwe.
Okay.
God, yes. So whenever, my family house has been overrun by the sea. So when I go to Ada, I sleep at God's place most of the time.
Okay.
I love it there.
Okay.
Because I can walk to the beach.
I really love the Kokoloko beach.
Oh,
we have to be
I'll
there.
call God and tell him today.
And I also learned of the Kokonte feast or whatever with pepper. Yeah.
That's my sacred ancestral food.
Wow. You go there.
Kokonte and pepper.
Wow.
With fresh fish.
Wow.
I'll teach you how to prepare it.
Wallahi.
It's nice.
You go there.
Charlie, you making me feel for Madam Food Pow. Solo, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for allowing us into your
humble place.
I really love the place. I like the view. Look to the windows, very nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I look through this window and I see the mountains, green.
Natural.
I feel blessed.
Yeah. Accra proper, only noise pollution.
In a concrete jungle. I didn't say that, but Mali did.
Right, so this has been Talk to Solomon. My name is Solomon Mensah. I worked with 2 cameramen, Ben 10. I don't know the 10, the meaning. Maybe later on he will teach us. He will explain to us. Then Jones also was here. My name is Solomon Mensah. Please subscribe to the channel for us so that you get all the important uploads in the near future. Thank you.